Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky. And today we're playing a little game called Talking Myself Out of Needing the new Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Because it just looks like that perfect everyday palette and I kind of really want it. But I'm trying to talk myself out of it a little bit. And maybe show you some options too because it is $70. That's a lot of money right now. And I have Stone Cold Fox. Now, I know the formula is not going to be the same, obviously, because Natasha's formula is top tier, in my opinion. But ColourPop's not too shabby, and there's some pretty comparable shades, I think, within this palette. So I thought maybe we could just kind of dupe the vibe a little bit and try to satisfy that need for the palette with this one. I don't know if it'll work. Probably just kidding myself with that one, and I still want the other one. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Okay, if that interests you, go ahead, keep watching. Before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. And on to the makeup. Yes, my hair is straight today because I just did not have the will or the time to style it naturally. That takes longer. It really does. It takes longer for me to style my hair with its natural texture than it does for me just to do a blowout. I can do a blowout in like 2 seconds. That's like super fast. So yeah, it takes me way longer to do all the stylers and the diffusing. It's a whole thing. And I love my hair naturally, but some days I just don't have the time or the will to sit down and do all that. I'm coming off of a Benadryl hangover also, so if I'm a little low energy, it's because I took Benadryl and I'm dragging ass. My eyes just feel really heavy today. I'm not like sleepy physically, but just my eyes feel drowsy. I hate that about anything that causes drowsiness. Just kicks my butt. I managed to get up and go to the gym and then sacked out right afterwards. Got up again later and then went right back to sleep and slept. And so here we are. I'm trying to be a human. Alright, I'm going to take a Sigma blending brush and we'll start with a shade called Stranger, which is this one right here. And we'll just start to put that in the transition area. And I feel like this palette doesn't quite have the peachy-ish shades, maybe, that the I Need a Nude has. Like, there's some different formula differences, but I feel like the shades are not too far off. We'll try this shade first. And this is a palette that I really wish I reached for more than I do. But I think I said the other day about these ColourPop palettes is that I get a little overwhelmed when they're so large and like don't know what I want to do. And at the same time, it's fun just to bounce around and play in the palette. And, you know, in your day-to-day life, that's fine. But, like, when you're doing, like, content, it's a little bit annoying because you keep having to show what shade you're using. It's hard to keep up with what's going on and follow along, I feel like. So they're more, like, just consumer-friendly. And I think they're a great value and quality and everything like that. So I wouldn't say don't buy them. Just if you do YouTube videos, it can be a little bit a kerfuffle. Just because they're, like, large. And you really need to point out like what shade you're using in them. Okay, that really didn't do a whole lot. That shade's a bit light. Let's try the one next to it called Quarry Days, which is this one. This part. It's right here. This shade. I feel like the Natasha one has a bit more of a peachy color in it with the mattes. And that shade Delilah is so pretty. Okay, that's got a little bit of payoff. There we go. That looks nice. That's pretty. That's a pretty color. Yeah, this doesn't quite have that little hint of warmth that I feel like the Natasha one does. The thing is, I feel like if I get the I Need a Nude palette, I'm going to also want the Glam palette because I feel like they're just like sister palettes. Like they need to be together and like work together. Like one's the super glam version The other one, obviously, Glam palette. That looks nice. That's a pretty color. A nice taupe. But I've been staring at that palette for the last few days. Trying to tell myself, no, you don't need this. You have these shades a million times. But the thing is, I don't have that formula. I like that it's just a little more curated than this palette. Alright, let's, I'm gonna deepen up things on the outer corner. Let's try the shade called Drama Mama, because I think there's a shade in the Natasha palette that is pretty similar to it. This one down here, it's like a black and brown. I'm going to start that with a small brush here. This is a Morphe M152. Yeah, I'm not sick, but I sound it. I don't know what's up with that. Just woke up kind of congested. Allergies, and we've also had a smoke warning in the area because of wildfires. Like, the fires aren't like close to me, but the smoke is blowing this direction, and I've seen it. It's scary, especially going a little bit north of me. We went to go to my friend's doctor's appointment, which is about a 45-minute drive north, and oh my goodness, when we passed through this one particular area, it was just like a blanket of gray, and the smell, everything, like we had to roll the windows up, and like it was coming in the car, and you immediately felt that dry, just yucky feeling. It's like, ugh, it's terrible. I think we have 2 wildfires in my state, which compared to other states is nothing, but we don't get wildfires very often here. I think the last time I remember there being a wildfire here was like late 90s, early 2000s, because we don't usually have a lot of dry conditions like this. It rained yesterday for the first time in a month. Usually about this time of year, it's pretty rainy and just humid, and like hurricane season. We do hurricanes, not fires. So it's a little scarier. I think wildfires are absolutely terrifying to me. It kills me seeing all the reports and stuff. It's so scary. And everybody just losing everything. Just, it's so bad. I know they arrested somebody in connection with one of the fires here. And the governor put like just don't burn anything, don't even do anything that can create a spark. Just do not. Okay, this shade's kind of doing the job, darkening things up. Today was a weird day. Like, it was one of those days where just a lot of bad things were going on. Like, not just in like the news like normal, but real life. I had another friend pass away today, or I guess last night rather. Yeah, we just went to a funeral like last week for a friend, and then another friend called their wedding off. Like, it's just been a really weird day, and just one of those days where you just feel wrong, like everything feels wrong, just strange. It's been kind of just like that sick to your stomach feeling you get when things just don't feel right. That's the way I've felt all day. Alright, I'm going to take an E27 detail blending. I'm just going to come right on these edges and soften this out. It's just one of those little parts in life where things feel real dark for a little while. And this particular person who passed away was very, very unexpected. Just, all I can think about is his dad. I'm actually closer to his dad. And I just, ugh. But yeah, weird day. I thought I'd sit down and film and try to distract myself and try to get out of this weird feeling. Keep my brain busy. That looks nice. I like this like black and brown shade. It's very It's easy to use. It still gives you that drama of going in with like a black eyeshadow without being too much. Now the friend canceling their wedding, I have no clue what's going on there. A week out, 5 days out, 5 days. Like, all the deposits have been paid. Like, why cancel now? And they're already married. That's the thing. They've been married. This was just like the formal wedding thing, and they were doing like a reception and stuff. But they've already booked the church. They've already paid for the venues, bought the dresses, paid the hairdresser, paid the makeup artists, done everything, bought the decor. Ugh, it's just frustrating. I'm going back in with that Corey days. Like, I think my friend has already bought like a ton of food because she is catering it. Another friend. I have hope that they will change their mind. I think they just had a fight. I think the stress of planning and all that really just took its toll, and other aspects of life, family stuff and all that just probably compiled, and just it was just too much. I'm fairly certain that's the case. It's just purely stress related. Because I mean, it's not like a cold feet over getting married because they're already married. I think it's just the burden of planning an actual big wedding and doing all the things. And yeah, that is incredibly stressful. The amount of panic attacks, anxiety attacks I had planning my own wedding, that eventually I was just like, the closer I got to the wedding, I was like, if things go wrong, they go wrong. There's nothing I can do about it. But leading up to, girl, the anxiety and the weird things that I was freaking out about. Okay, let's put something shiny. I think I'm gonna try a little bit of Hard Place. Is that the color I want to use? No. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of the shade called Caving In. This looks like a Super Shock right here. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the lid and see what it does. I'm just gonna take it on my little detail blending. See, that's got some pretty sparkle to it. Does it look like anything in the I Need a Nude palette? I don't know. But it's a pretty color. That's what's really appealing to me about the I Need a Nude palette, is the shimmers in it. In that formula. I know it's going to be a gorgeous formula. And I just really want those shades for like day to day. Maybe that can be my early Christmas present to myself. It's a pretty color. I like the sparkle in it. I just did a light kind of application of it, but it definitely has a little bit more impact if you kind of went in with your finger. I mean, let's just do a little bit. Yeah. I mean, that is really pretty. Let's take a little bit of the shade called Baby Doll. This one right here. Try a bit of that. Ooh, that's pretty. That has a little bit more glow in. A bit bright. Yeah, that's nice. It's a little bit glowier. I like that. That's pretty. Okay, let's take a little bit of I Dig It, which is right here. It's a light little champagne color. I'm definitely kind of enjoying this vibe of these very basic looking palettes, kind of just soft colors that are coming out right now. So Makeup and Mario put one out. Patrick Todd's coming out with one. Dessa Marks is coming out with one. I gotta tell you, there's something about the Natasha one that just really calls my name. That looks nice. The Dig It shade adding in right here on the inner. Just gonna swoop it up. Gives this really pretty kind of pearlescent glow. Is that pretty? Oh, I know the Natasha palette's gonna be prettier. Do a little bit of black eyeliner right at the lashes. Just for a little definition. I'm gonna take that little Morphe brush, get back in with Drama Mama. Let's open that up a bit. I am tapping these shadows off in between application because they are a little powdery. I mean, not the worst. They're not like powder like ABH eyeshadows are, but they're ones best applied like with care. So I can see like some fallout under here. That looks very nice. Maybe take a touch of the black shade, just a matte black, and just touch it right there. I'm gonna tidy up this little bit of fallout I have under here, and we'll be right back. And just reapply a little bit of foundation and kind of clean that up. I'm using the Revlon Illuminate Skin Caring Foundation. I still don't love this. I just don't like it. I don't think it looks good. I can see it like breaking apart on my nose. I was trying to give it another go just to try to see if I liked it. Warm the skin up and do a little blush. I'm going to take the Beautiful Skin from Charlotte Tilbury and just warm up the perimeter. Kind of bring a little life back in because, yeah, a little pale. Illuminate's foundation is a little bit of a light shade for me. You know what I want to put a little bit of is the Fenty Amber contour. I think that'll look good with this. Yeah. I've got the door shut in here because my roommate's asleep. It's so hot. It's getting warm in here. And yes, I have a roommate. He's going to stay with us for a little bit until his house sells. Okay, we are contoured, I think. And do a little bit of blush. I'm going to use the Milani Cheat Kiss and a Nude Kiss. And tap that in. Foundation brush. Do a little bit of concealer. I'm going to use the Bright Eye Bright from Makeup Revolution. I actually do enjoy this product. It's not the most full coverage, it's just nice. I don't know, something about it. I'm just using it anywhere that I want to brighten up, add maybe a little more coverage. Again, this is a very sheer product, so I can kind of go in just a little bit with it. Not have to worry about it looking heavy. And just get a little send. That's looking good. I mean, it's not that Revlon foundation's awful today, but I've had days where it just looks like absolute garbage, and today happens to be one of the better days with it. But there's been some days where I'm just like, that's the worst foundation I've ever put on my face. Why mess with something that's so hit or miss? Anyway, I think the concealer basically saved today. Alright, I'm gonna put a little bit of powder on the under eye area. I'm gonna use my Revolution powder and take that on a little eyeshadow brush. Just to set right under there to begin with. It makes it easier to set the under eyes, to get in there. Sometimes I can't get them I set as much as I want, and then I end up with creasing. So if I make sure I make a point to go under there with a little brush and really press that powder in, it works fantastically. Like around the nostril, these little areas that are kind of hard to hit with a larger brush that you just might miss. Right in there. And now I'll take a larger brush. Still isn't even that big a brush. And hit the T-zone. No, too concerned with longevity today, because it's middle of the night. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this CoverGirl Soft Mink blush on. This is one of their classic color blushes, I believe is what they're called. I feel like this color just look pretty with this. And this has a little bit of glow to it. Just to set that blush in good. Very nice. I love that shade. I think it's such a pretty color. And now for highlighter, I want to use this one from Wet n Wild. This is one of their little stick highlighters. And it is in the shade When the Nude Strikes. So I'm going to take it on my hand, like so. Scribble some on. I'm just going to take it on my brush from there. And just dab it on. And it works. And I'm going to jump over to my little Film Star bronzing glue. I want to take just a bit of the bronzer from this. Clean my brush off. I'm gonna be an extra. Always. I like to layer product. Just fun to do. And a touch of the highlight. Just because that highlight's really cool tone. Bring a little warm in. Alright. Okay. We'll stop. We'll stop adding cheek product. Let's do the lower lash line. I'm going to take that Morphe brush, that little baby brush. Hello, where'd you go? Did it run away? Here it is. I'll take some of that darkest brown, Drama Mama. Tap that off. And with the side with the most product on top, just going to tuck it right there. And connect it to the outer corner. Taking the detail blending, softening, and we'll do a bit of the original transition shade called Corey Days. I'm going to take a small brush for a little bit of detail. I'm going to take some of I Dig It, which is the shade we used on the inner corner. Pop a little bit more of that in. A bit of Caving In, which was the main lid shade. Just basically mimicking what we did on the upper lash line on the lower. Alright, and we'll do some mascara. What mascara do I have in front of me? We'll do some Falsies Surreal. And we're doing Falsies Surreal for mascara. Here, today's theme song is Limp Bizkit. Just one of those days you don't want to wake up. Everything sucks. I can't remember the words. I'm freaking blanking on it now, but you know the song. I think it's funny that Limp Bizkit is like having a moment again, like all these like butt rock bands. It's funny, but I'm also like, people in Louisiana haven't stopped playing that music, so it's just another day here of that garbage getting played everywhere you go. Like there was never a break from Creed or Nickelback or Limp Bizkit or Kid Rock, all that crap. That there was never a time where that wasn't popular in Louisiana, so it's like, ugh, great. You're validating them. You're validating the redneck's opinion of this music. Like, is it Gen Z has discovered butt rock? Is that what's happened? Y'all, skip that. Just skip that little phase, please. Go back to the Pearl Jam y'all are listening to, please. Eyes are done. Lips. Let me take this headband off. It's driving me nuts anyway. Down. Alright, so lips. Let's figure out something to put on the lips. I'm going to line them first with Nude Beige from NYX. Let's start there. Let's do this lipstick from Stormé. It's in the shade Lovely. Just a pretty pinky nude. And a little bit of White Russian gloss from Buxom. I really do. I love this pale, but I feel like it suited the vibe. Pale grayish. Oh yes, now you can see how truly thin my hair is and how I catfish. When it's its natural texture, it looks so much thicker than it is. Now, it's very thin, it's just long. So it seems like a lot more hair than it is. I can't imagine having thick, curly hair. That would be the struggle that would be. Because it really takes me long enough to get this dry with its natural texture. This is fast to do this because I can just, you know, go over it and do a blowout. And I've done that for so many years, it's kind of like second nature, where I'm newer to styling it curly. This is our look all done for today. Did I satisfy my craving for the Natasha Denona palette? Absolutely not. To be completely honest with you, no. I didn't, but I do think I created a pretty look. Stone Cold Fox, and I still like this palette, but yeah, I tried to talk myself out of it, and unfortunately, I still want it. And we set a little money aside for it if I can, because $70. That's the thing, is $70 right now is a lot of money. The other day, like just going to get groceries, I got some coffee concentrate, dog food, some greenies for pumpkin, creamer for my coffee, and smoothies. What else was it? Like a thing of one case of Coke Zero, and it was over $70 for that little bit of stuff, from one bag of stuff. Like I know greenies are the cheapest thing in the world. They're like $15 a bag, or like, no, they're about $10 a bag, and pumpkin's food is like $15 a bag, I'm not sure. But still, I'm like, good God, girl, I gotta eat, I gotta survive. And sometimes spending $70 on a eyeshadow palette is not really fiscally responsible to do. So that's why I'm trying to talk myself out of it, because it would be dumb to do this when I know that I need to buy all my meal prep stuff this week. And yeah, that's at least $200 grocery trip, over $200 grocery trip for sure. It's hard out there right now, especially at just the grocery store. Like every time I walk in the grocery stores where it's at least $70 and I'm not getting very much. Can you tell I'm a little stressed out today? Like I'm just having one of those days where I'm just feeling sad about everything. Like I'm not mad or like upset particularly. I'm just feeling very down on like everything. Like everything just feels crappy today, and I've already was in that mindset before I got bad news this morning about my friend, and yeah, it's just one of those things. And I think everybody feels that way. They have days where they just feel negative, and that's okay to have days where you just feel negative, as long as it's not your everyday normal mindset. It's okay to honor the feelings of being in a bad mood sometimes. It's okay. You're allowed to be in a bad mood. And it doesn't make you a bad person. And it doesn't mean anything. Sometimes it's not anything deeper than just you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And that's perfectly okay to feel that way sometimes. And you shouldn't beat yourself up over it. And feel guilty for feeling bad, or feeling grumpy, or just being a little frustrated and annoyed with the world. It's okay. I think a lot of people, and myself included, I beat myself up about feeling bad. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why do you feel so? Because I don't like feeling negative or grumpy. It's something I do kind of try to fight against within myself. But some days, like, it's okay. You can be feisty. You can be pissed. You can get mad. It's fine. Let the emotions out. And some days you want to curl up in a ball and read. So that's all for my TED Talk. I just thought you might need to hear that's okay to feel grumpy some days and want to just be angry. It's okay. It is okay. You just go to bed and you start the next day, hopefully in a better mindset. And sometimes it lingers for more than one day, but it'll pass. Everything is temporary. It'll pass. That's what I tell myself. And I go take my rage out on a heavy lower body or upper body weightlifting session. That's where I take the frustration out. So, all right. Again, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Stay spooky. Bye now. Please talk me out of buying the Natasha Denona palette.